Yo, what's going on, guys? I just wanted to get on this microphone real quick. I know it's been a long time since I've been here on the second channel. I'm going to be rambling a little bit, and I'm not going to be editing out mistakes. I'm just going to kind of go from the heart. It's only going to have this one picture of Logic up, and I just wanted to talk about this. I want to get back to posting on this channel because this is Jamari Music and Sports originally, and now it's Jamari Thinks, and it's really just kind of my other channel where I talk about topics that I wouldn't really talk about on my first channel because not as many people care, I guess. So yeah, I've been wanting to talk about this. The other day, Logic posted on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, all his social medias that on July 24th, he's going to be dropping his album No Pressure, which I was like, oh man, great. No Pressure's dropping. This was the album that he said, he wrote this all by hand. He wasn't typing anything out, that he felt like his old self. He announced that he's releasing that in a couple days here. In 4 days, he's going to be releasing that album, and I was like, oh, great. But then I read further down the post where I saw that this was actually going to be his last album ever and that he's going to be retiring after this. He says, something about it was a great 10 years, now it's time to be a great dad, which, of course, is because he just recently had a baby. He got some white girl pregnant, and she's had his baby or whatever, so now he's all in love and he's enjoying that stuff. But who knows how long that's really gonna last, Logic. Okay, I feel like just a couple years ago Logic was married for only 1 or 2 years, and then he called it quits with that other girl who was just so annoying. Okay, she was so annoying. Really pretty, but so annoying. And yeah, so I just wanted to speak on his retirement because I know a lot of people don't like Logic or they think he's corny or whatever. But I'm someone that started listening to his music back in maybe 2012, 2011. And, I remember just me and a couple of my friends really liking him. We'd go to some of his concerts. And at the time, his rapping was really good. And his music was still underground. So it was kind of cool to know about him. And he was just making songs he was pretty much all the old generation of rappers put together in a really dope way. And he was even using old beats, and through him I was discovering all these rappers. I was listening to more Nas, I was listening to Big L, stuff like that. And it was just a really good time in my life. It was a really fun memory for me. That was maybe around my freshman year of high school when I started listening to Logic. I still remember I was sitting there with my friend Andrew, and we came across the All I Do video, and we were like, damn, this is pretty tight. And then from there, I was listening to every project. I've been hyped for every single project since his Undeniable, which I think came out in 2011. I don't know. I don't remember the exact year, but it's a long time ago, man. So it's been around 10 years riding with Logic, following his career. And I gotta say, at this point, he is probably one of my favorite rappers of all time. I know some of his last couple albums haven't been received well, both by his fan base and critically. And I always didn't really get that because his albums, I'm not saying they were as good as those old albums as the Welcome to Forever and Under Pressure and, what's his other album? Tits, whatever, The Incredible True Story. But they were still good. And I think some people, they just want someone to always, match their masterpiece. And it's almost impossible, guys. When you're creative, you don't want to keep making the same type of stuff. You guys don't get that. People want to have fun sometimes. People just want to express themselves in a different way. And that's why I kind of hate this internet era, because when these artists try to venture outside of their, normal route, and it's not the most amazing thing you've ever heard, all their fans and critics alike do is shit on it. And it makes them not want to create. And I think that's kind of what's happened here. And I think Logic's kind of using his baby as an excuse to kind of go away for a little bit, because I think all, the social media stuff really got to him. I mean, you can see it in his songs. You can hear it that, he sees all these people that are constantly talking shit about him. I remember for a good amount of time, you'd go on his Instagram and it would be his own fans talking so much shit about him. It was sad. Honestly, as a creator, as someone who has people who watch some things I like to put out, those type of messages do hurt. It's not nice to read that type of stuff about yourself, that people are like, oh man, like I love the old stuff and now I hate you, or like, you know, I gotta stop watching or whatever. Like, it's fine if you want to do that, but just go quietly. You don't gotta talk all that shit for such a long time just because you don't like what I'm doing now. So yeah, I always kind of felt bad for him because of that, and I just don't think he ever really got the respect he deserved in hip hop, and I think it really hurt him because it seemed like when he was growing up. I mean, I know a lot about this guy. That's why I'm saying this. You know, it seemed like when he was growing up that was all that mattered to him, and I think that is kind of sad. That is kind of a sad reality that he had to face, is that they were never going to accept him. And maybe it's because of the way he looks. Maybe it's because, you know, he doesn't mind being a nerd and doing vlogs and connecting with his fan base in a different way than most, like, tough traditional rappers, who half of them are from the suburbs anyway. So yeah, maybe that's why people don't like him, or they think he's corny or whatever. But man, I remember that when that album Everybody came out, everyone called it corny, everybody trashed it, and that was kind of like the beginning of the end for Logic, because this was the first negative reviews he had received, and this was when he started letting all that stuff get to him. You know, he even went bald because he was so stressed out, I think. And looking back on it, I have gone back and listened to that, you know, Everybody album, and to be honest, a lot of that stuff is more relevant than ever today, and a lot of the messages this guy was trying to send out were actually really good, and people just were talking shit. So, you know, I just kind of felt like I had to make this video to give him his props. He's one of the best rappers of his generation, if this really is his retirement. It was a good run. He made a bunch of good music, and I sincerely hope that this isn't the end, you know. And everyone who says he's corny, but, you know, you're out here listening to bullshit-ass fuckboy music, I mean, I don't really know what to say to you. You're kind of just a bitch. Alright. In the words of Logic, peace, love, and positivity. I'm out. Peace.